Welcome to the Limitless Entrepreneur Podcast, your weekly dose of strategies and mindset tools to build a business in alignment with your purpose and to get you playing a bigger game. I'm your host, Nicole Leno. Hello and welcome to the Limitless Entrepreneur Podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Nicole Leno, and we are here together, just you and me today. First, before we start, I want to let you all know that today, if you're listening to this on the day that this episode drops, March 8th, if you're listening to this today, then today you can still get in for our free masterclass that is going on right now, how to 2x your revenue as an entrepreneur while working less, all about how to use my human design framework to reduce your workload, to use your energy efficiently and in a way that people receive it in its highest expression. So people are reacting to you and you're attracting what you want. We're going to teach you how to do that in this free masterclass. So if you're listening to this anytime before the 15th, you can still get in. So go to nicoleleno.me/masterclass and register for free. You can jump in on the replay. If you missed it the first day, if you missed us live, you can certainly jump in on all the action, get in on the Facebook group and get access to the replays. So I hope you join us there. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, jumping into this episode, what we are going to be talking about today. Now, you may think that you need strategy, and you may have chased those strategies. If you're anything like me and most entrepreneurs, you have. And if you consider yourself plateaued at this point, if you are not growing at the pace that you want to grow at, if you have been stagnant in your revenue for more than 3 months and you feel like you are just stuck here at this stage, you might be tempted to go for more strategies. You might be like, oh, I need to get this Instagram strategy. I need to get this. I need to get that. It might feel like that's the way to go because it feels like that's what you're lacking. And then what can happen with that? So if you've gone through that phase, you've chased the strategies, you've gone after them, then you've gone after mindset work because you're like, oh, I'm in my own way. So then you start doing mindset work. I did this. And then you get trapped in the mindset work a little bit, in the healing. You can get a little bit addicted to the healing and you feel a lot better, but you still don't have the results that you think you should. You don't have the results that you ultimately want. So what's so special about human design and what we're going to talk about today is human design is a strategy for that personal work. And what it allows us to do is some of those questions, like a lot of branding work, a lot of the work that people are doing throughout their business, clarifying their message, getting very clear on how they serve and who they serve, and all of these questions that are really standard to be asked in the industry to strengthen your brand and to strengthen your offers so that you're making offers that you sell easily. All of that, what HD does is it actually starts to show you what those things are. All of that getting clarity, you're not wondering anymore because there can be a little bit of indecision energetically where we're like, should I be doing this or should I be doing this? Maybe I should help this person. If I could only find my ideal client, if I could only find this, if I could only tailor the offer, if I could only. And what human design allows you to do is to turn off all the noise and to look at who you are, to look at who you are. So if something isn't clicking just yet, if something hasn't clicked just yet with your sales, and you've tried all of these strategies, then what human design will show you is where maybe you're not clean in certain places. Why isn't your message being received the way that you feel it's being sent out? That's an energetic problem. There are certainly specific messaging techniques and things like that that you can use to sell your programs better, to be able to speak about your programs in a strong and as an authority. And that's something that we talk about in my authority matrix. And that's really what we're talking about here. Is we're talking about two aspects of the authority. There's the authority matrix, which is sort of my little cocktail of energies and different things that could be in your chart that we're looking for that help you be perceived as an authority. They help you see yourself as an authority, and then it helps other people see you as an authority. Why? Because you're showing up being very authentic in your strongest and truest energy. It's setting the tone. You're able to deliver it in the tone that people will receive it. You're able to use language that is very associated with what is authentic to you. So language that is not authentic to me, but it's authentic to you, might not work for me, but it works like a song for you. It's just perfect for you. And people just start reacting to you. So there's kind of like a sub-formula in here for your sales sequence. There are certain things that we're born to sell. There are just certain things that we are born to sell. And it's different for all of us. And there's a different way that we kind of, when I'm looking at a chart, I'm looking for certain things. And you may have heard this before. You may have heard, you sell from your centers, how to sell from your centers. And that is a big part of it. It absolutely is a big part of it. Why? Because the centers are showing you who you're here to be and where you're meant to receive, where you pull in, where people are going to be very attracted to you for a different reason, where they're kind of naturally going to be pulled toward you. And then the definition in your chart is going to be what you put out and you're able to be for those people. It's this combination when we start working with these different concepts and we put them together to say, here's kind of your little sales sequence. Here's where you are going to be. And there are certain pieces of this, of your chart that tell us this is what you're here to sell. Okay, you're selling this thing. Here's how. I want you to try this on. I want you to see how this fits. And normally, it feels very, very aligned, like what you were always born to do. And now, if it's not working, what can happen is sometimes we're selling the right thing, but we're selling it in the wrong way. We're not ready to sell the thing that we're here to sell. And that comes from us not being fully deconditioned in that space. So there's two aspects of this. There's the formula. There's the tell me what it is, which is what a lot of people are selling out there with human design business frameworks and things like that. That's what they're selling. They're selling this, it's this gate and this one and that one. And then you put that together and that's your message. Sort of. It goes deeper than that. You might not be able to sell what you're here to sell when you first start out. So it's a matter of recognizing, am I off course or do I just have a little bit more work to do? And it tells us exactly where that work needs to be done. That's what's so powerful about this. That's what's so powerful about human design is that it gives us, when I say it gives us the map, it really gives us the map for what you're here to be and how your energy, like I always say, like human design tells us how your energy is authentically expressed and how it will most highly be experienced by others. So what are you putting out? What's the most authentic frequency for you to put out? Can we get you to a state with that, with who you are, that's so strong that everybody feels that and it is experienced in such a way that people are drawn to you? That's what the energetic game is. So when you hear energetic sales, when you hear all of these concepts and you hear energetic sales, it's not just about, of course, there's getting into the energy of what you want. That's staying in a high frequency, absolutely. But when we talk about who you're here to be, and when we talk about showing up, you cannot sell something you don't believe in. And you cannot sell something that you can't operate just yet. I had this. And inside my masterclass, I'm going to give you the full rundown of my experience with this and working with others. But I experienced this where I knew I was on the right track. I'm like, this is what I'm here to do. But I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why I can't sell the thing I'm here to sell. I know this is right. And then I got my chart and I looked at it. I was like, oh my God, is this ever right? There's kind of one thing I'm here to sell, and there's a certain way I'm meant to do it, and I'm doing it, and why isn't it working? I had more work to do. I had more cleaning to do. I had more fine-tuning to do energetically in that space before I was ready to sell that to other people. I was actually being protected energetically by not being able to sell it. I wasn't ready. It's like having the store but you haven't like finished painting and you haven't finished decorating, but you really want to open the store so you could start selling all the goods that are in there. But you're like, but no, I have to finish putting up the curtains. I have to paint the walls. I have to get everything decked out so it looks right when people enter. So people have that experience when they enter that they're meant to have when they enter my store. It's the same thing energetically. You have to be not done. I mean, we're never energetically done. We're always growing, but we have to be clean in that space. We have to be ready to receive there. We can't receive until we've emptied out the room so there's room for people to enter. So I'm going to show you that inside the masterclass. I'm going to dive through some specific examples of how this has shown up for me and for other people and how we've worked through it. And you'll see how the model works. It's really about looking at everybody's chart is so individual too. So there's going to be certain things that we're looking at, and there's going to be certain centers that everybody's sort of working with. If you have an open head center, there's a specific way that we're going to be dealing with that. If we have an open root center, there's going to be a specific way that you're dealing with that. And making sure that you're pulling in the right people who are ready for your work. Because when you're not in a good place energetically and you try selling by design, you end up attracting the wrong people to you. You end up attracting people at the level that you are at with that center, with that space, with that energy. That's how you end up with clients that don't feel aligned because you're not aligned in that place just yet. But when you are clean, those open centers, those open spaces become tractor beams for the right people. And you know exactly how to work with those people. And then the definition that you have those specific gates that we're talking about, everybody knows about like the Mercury gate for your communication style. These are all valid, but there's more to it than that. And that's why we're going to get into it in the masterclass. We're actually going to teach you how to work through this and how those particular gates will show up for you and how you can work with them and what we do inside, ultimately what we do inside my program, where we take you through the whole process of cleaning all of this out. But I hope you come to the masterclass because this is really, we're going to go into all of this right inside that session. It's going to be amazing. It is today. If you're listening to this on Wednesday when this episode drops, please show up to the masterclass at noon Central Time. Go to nicolelano.me/masterclass and you can join us there for free. There will be replays up until the 15th. So if you are catching this before the 15th and you want to get in on it, please go and register, and then you'll get the emails and all the things so that you get access to the replay and access to the Facebook group and all the fun stuff that we have going on in there. I hope you found this useful. I hope to shed some light on how we give and how we receive through our chart, how we are built a certain way so that I'm pulling in right now with my undefined root center and how we do that. I'm pulling in right now with my undefined head center. There's a specific way that people are attracted to me. And there are specific things I need to do to make sure I'm attracting the right people in those spaces. And that's the part that we're going to go into in the masterclass. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope you found it insightful. I hope you show up. I hope you come. It's really going to be a great class, and I'm excited to be teaching it later on today. I'm so excited. In the meantime, if you want to enter the contest for a free HD reading here on the show, we're giving those away each month. All you have to do is leave a review on iTunes, take a little screenshot of your review, post it to your Instagram stories, tag me at Nicole Lano Official, and that's your entry. If you've already put in a review and you've already entered our contest, all you have to do is take a screenshot of any old episode that you're listening to. It could be this one, and put in the screenshot when you post it to your Instagram stories, put why you loved the episode and be sure to tag me at Nicole Lano Official, and that will be your entry. I hope you enter and I hope you win, and you can come on the show and we can dive into your chart individually, which is super fun. Remember, everybody, you are only limited by the limitations that you accept. And when you stop accepting those limitations, that is when you become limitless. So go out there and be limitless, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode. If you loved this episode, please leave us a review on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to this podcast. And if you want to stay in touch with us, we would love to have you as a part of our Facebook community, Practical Manifestors. It's a community for process-driven women looking for clear and actionable steps to embodying a life of wealth and alignment. Join us at Practical Manifestors in Facebook or go to www.innerceogroup.com.